All right. Live. We're here. Edmar's here. Jen's
Whoa.
here. Jen actually got stuck in actual traffic today, but she still made it.
There's
That's right.
a lot of construction that goes on because I have to go between like 3 different highways to like get to my dad's, and there's like construction going on, like a major part of it. Oh.
I don't know why. I actually think of you as like riding a motorcycle. You're not a motorcyclist, are you? I can see that.
That's not entirely wrong. I don't own a motorcycle and I don't have my license, but I have been on a motorcycle in college because it was easier to get to classes because if anybody's familiar with the road system at Rutgers, like it's not fun. I'll say it's like one lanes in like certain areas. So my friend would pick me up on his motorcycle and we would just go everywhere. So
Nice.
I have ridden on one, so you're not wrong.
Very cool.
Yeah. So there we go. Cool. So
what are you covering today? Yeah, what are you covering? What are we up to here?
I think the primary goal today is to get a camera frame from Omniverse. And first, we would definitely want to get that, like a single frame capture from Omniverse, and figure out how to get those captures. And ideally, I'd really like to get that. There's that form that we're trying to display from the Jupyter Notebook, and hopeful that we can get that showing up. So
nice.
But if we can just get the camera frame out of Omniverse, I'm going to be happy. I've been working on that a little bit, and it's not. I think I actually might almost have it. But
all right.
Let's just start by showing you where we're at. Airs. That's where I'm at right now. But I think I'm actually close. So here is my Omniverse Isaac Sim session. Here is my Jupyter Notebook that we're using thanks to the handy dandy embedded Jupyter Notebook community extension. And I've tried some things. So I started off trying to get the camera prim, and I was looking in USD to see if there were some sort of an API call to grab frames from the camera object. And there are not. At least I couldn't find anything. And so I reached out to Maddie, and he pointed me to this cool thing right here, the Omni Kit Viewport Utility. And so I think what we're going to try to do here is there are these two cool functions: capture viewport to file and capture viewport to buffer. And it looks like basically whatever is showing up. Where am I? In our viewport, we're going to capture that. Okay. And fiddle it around with that a bit. And I think I've got a call that is not breaking. Let me comment this out. So what I've done here is I've imported the viewport utility to get the active viewport and this function capture viewport to file. And I've got from IPython display, because I want to try to display the image. And then, so then I'm grabbing the active viewport, which seems to work. And I'm capturing the viewport to file, which seems to work. I just don't know what my Jupyter path is, so I don't know where that file is. But it runs. See, no errors. It did something. I just remembered there's this really cool tool called Everything. And let me see. You can do searches on your computer with this thing. And oh dear. You know what? I'm not finding it. So I think maybe it didn't work. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to figure out right now. And so let's pull up the documentation for that function call. Capture viewport to file. And yeah, you can pass in a file path. Is HDR is false. Yeah. Render product path. Oh. That's interesting. Just a little note in my mind is that I can, excuse me, from the USDGeomCamera, I can get its render product. So I wonder if I could use this to, maybe if I could use this and pass in a render product in order to get an image out of a camera that's not actually the active viewport, or I'm not sure what that would do. So this one's got me wondering what I could do with this, right? And a format description, I don't know what that would be. This is all the documentation we've got on this one. But really, I think if we can do the file path, we should be good. And by the way, if I save that as capture, if I say print capture, let's see what it says. Yeah, it's just like there's an object there that this function returns an object, but I don't think that's an image. I think it's whatever this function returns. Let me see.
Do you have a not so happy child in the background?
Yeah. Let me see. I think he's calling for his sister. Let me close the door.
I was like, what is that noise? And
Yeah,
I
good
like
ears.
listen.
You have good ears, Jen.
Let
me see. Oh, actually, well, I've got. Let me see if I can bring this up. Maybe while Eric is tending, I can share a couple of quick announcements.
Announcements. Why didn't you say that earlier? Why are you hiding?
I thought it would be a good idea to get everybody into the theme of the show, and then we pull them back in for the announcements and back into the theme of the show. So we've got. Let me see if I can figure out the scroll wheel better than I did yesterday. But yesterday's live stream, actually, we covered Real Illusion's new connector, iClone Omniverse connector. There have been updates to it, including live sync, which is coming. So you'll be able to actually have a fully live sync with character process and an Omniverse and other kind of USD enabled tools. So that's pretty exciting. I'll post a link for that live stream yesterday because we went over the specific workflows. Ashley was on there, actually. It was a great help. Jeb with JS Films was joined us also with John Martin himself from Real Illusion. So that was really, really enlightening. I'll share that in the chat. We also, obviously, we talked about this recently. We also just came back from SIGGRAPH. Speaking about, I saw Papa Chuck right earlier about asking about Vermont coffee. And a technical clarification, the coffee I brought Jen and others was actually from Brooklyn, New York.
Why didn't you say that?
Well, it's still, did you try it?
Not yet.
It's good.
I have to get through my first one first.
I think you were a little upset with Edmar there, but I think really Edmar should be upset with you.
Listen, Edmar. Okay, my grandfather, was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, so I've had Brooklyn, New York. Come on, I went all the way to Rutgers.
It's in your blood.
I had coffee in Brooklyn. I was hoping for Vermont coffee.
Well, coffee. Oh, that'll be for the next. That's for GTC. I wanted to say Vermont coffee for GTC.
All right.
Is that your next announcement?
Holding you to it.
Are you going to talk about that?
Yeah. So really quickly on SIGGRAPH, but yes, GTC we should talk about. So SIGGRAPH, we actually had a great live stream last week. I'll post that link in a second too, where we covered a lot of the Omniverse announcements. Also, we had Frank DeLise on. He spoke about the roadmap and things we're working on. Really exciting stuff to get a preview of some of the things, including some people were super excited about Run USD and Chat USD. So both of those are in progress right now. RunUSD is kind of like a validator service for your USD work, and it will help kind of confirm, working versions and any kind of validation issues. That's going to be super helpful for people. But then I think what's going to be very helpful for everyone is ChatUSD, being able to talk and ask questions related to USD specifically for an LLM that's trained on USD is going to be really impactful, I think. The tests we've seen internally, people using it is pretty mind-blowing. So I think it's going to really boost everybody's kind of ramping up with USD. And of course, we talked about the configurator. So I'm going to post that link in the live stream last week. At SIGGRAPH, I'm not sure if this missed everybody's radar because we were so busy on the floor there, but during the show, the NVIDIA team also released a great ebook called OpenUSD All-Stars. It basically highlights a bunch of amazing people across the world leveraging OpenUSD right now. It's a small kind of peek at some of the people that are there, but you'll recognize a lot of these names if you've been kind of watching our live stream. Some of these people have been on there, including Michael Wagner, Vanessa Rosa. Pinkfan won a contest. So lots of people from the community. So we're really happy to celebrate these folks. And if you've got great story, definitely get in touch with me because we'd like to have you included in one of the next ebooks we're working on. But I'll post a link to that ebook from SIGGRAPH in the chat. And of course, the big news right before SIGGRAPH was the Alliance for OpenUSD, or AOUSD, as it's called. That's with Pixar, Adobe, Apple, Autodesk, and NVIDIA working together to foster standardization, development, evolution, and growth of OpenUSD. This is super exciting. This was kind of the big chatter all along the floor of SIGGRAPH from lots of the people that we spoke with, companies large and small. Very excited to see this group of companies actually working together. And it's kind of really it says it very plain right there that this is the format you really want to work on and work towards. So very exciting stuff. And then last but not least, we still want to see your start to finish work. You have another week or so. And the idea here is like, show us how something started in your mind and then show us where it finished. Share any kind of workflow and app you use. If you do a search for this hashtag right now, start to finish, you'll find some really cool stuff that's been shared. We also have a channel on the Discord server called Community Challenges where we're posting this now. But yes, regarding GTC, so we just announced recently that GTC in the spring is going to be in person for the first time in years. Yeah. No doubt all three of us will be there. So that's super exciting. I hope that you people out there, you're going to try to come. That'll be awesome. We're still going to support people who are connecting in virtually. We're working out those details now, but there will be virtual opportunities during GTC. But I think for the most benefit, try to come out to California for GTC. The page is up right now. If you go to nvidia.com/GTC, I think right now there may also be the call for talks might still be open. If so, it kind of closes very soon. So take a look at that page and scroll down. You'll see where you can submit an idea for a talk. Are you guys, Eric and Jen, are you guys involved there now?
Where is GTC?
San Jose, California.
Boom. Yep.
It's gonna be great. You're gonna see a lot of people from NVIDIA will be there. It's if you want to engage with the team, talk to the business team, talk with the developers on different areas, whether it's Isaac or audio to face, engineering, AECO. Like we'll be there in full force. The extension team, obviously, they'll be. Of course, yes, absolutely. That's a great question. The whole idea is like we want to show off what people are doing in the world. So definitely, if you follow the link to the talk submission proposal on the nvidia.com/GTC page, you can find out all the details. But feel free to ping us if you have any questions on it. Great to see you here, Alex, in the chat. Oh, I should say Z Ideas. I know his real name.
Now we all do.
Now we all do. I guess, man, I feel like
we pulled the whole internet now, so we got to cut that out.
Do you know his address too?
I'm gonna have to edit this after the live stream. My apologies, yeah. But you guys, so Jen and Eric, have you guys started talking internally, like with your teams, about GTC and what you'll be doing there, or not yet?
We can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh, okay. All right. So you have, but you can't say what it is. All right, cool. So there's surprises in store. Zia, I think that would be awesome. You're one of the people in the community that I always talk about. You're not only your expertise and your knowledge, but most importantly, your willingness and your availability to help people, which we see on the stream all the time, but we also see it on our Discord server and on the forum. So I would absolutely love to see you present at GTC. That would be a real highlight for me.
Well, I got to say, if I was going to advise you all out there, if you want to start a business and you want to get some networking and some contacts, attending GTC is the second best way to do that. Presenting at GTC is probably the best way to get that done.
Oh, totally.
You'll walk away with a whole bunch of business cards and interested people, and yeah, absolutely. So,
all right, let's get back. Let's get back to the code.
Now that my son is done yelling for his sister, or at least we can't hear it. Just so you know, he was not in distress, except that he wanted to play with his sister, and so he was trying to find her.
I'm assuming she was doing either school or homework at the time.
Yes, that's right. We do homeschool, so all the schoolwork is homework. But yeah.
Data Juggler, if you go to GTC, I will personally help you with that. I will make sure you leave with a ton of business cards and, more importantly, great conversations and connections. So I'm happy to help.
We'll cool block the exit until everyone's giving you a card. Not really. We can't do that, but we will.
That's a fire hazard.
We would love to help you. So, and honestly, that's one thing that I've learned just from the business side really quick is that being good at a specific technical thing is a really hard way to start a business, but it's also one of the most common ways to start a business. And you all are really tech savvy people who are watching these videos, who are joining us on these streams. And where we want to help you is on the business side. We want to help you learn how to do marketing. We want to help you with your business development, because that's probably where you're struggling. Because I know that's where I've struggled in the past.
That's a really good point. Yeah. I mean, we have a great program for startups called Inception that offers a full-fledged of features for startups. But you don't even need to go that far. You can make it, more informal and just kind of interact with the team, and we will definitely help. And actually, Eric just said it perfectly. Your success is our success. So that's why we do things like that. That ebook I shared a few minutes ago. We're going to, on next week's live stream on Wednesday, we're going to actually debut the next Omniverse ambassadors from the community. These are people that many people watching will be familiar with because you've seen them in the community before. And these are, we really work hard to make sure that everyone kind of is being celebrated, people doing really cool work. And there really just seems to be no end to the celebrations. Everyone's doing some really cool stuff. So anyway, yeah, I agree with you, Eric.
Yeah, and I agree with you with Inception too. Because one of the great things they'll do, and because let's see, where was it? Papa Chuck said, product market fit is the hardest part, finding the identity or finding that market segment that'll work for you. And that's one of the greatest values that I've noticed with Inception. I mean, there's a lot of value, but if you work with Inception and you actively work with them, then they'll keep their eye out for partners who are a close fit to what you're doing. And if they find someone who's a close fit, they'll let you know. And they'll say, hey, just so you know, this potential customer, your business model would almost work for them. If you make these tweaks, then we think you'd be a good fit and we'd be happy to introduce you. And which is like the most, giving you that realignment advice on how to align with existing customers is invaluable. And I've seen it a number of times. Customers who are or businesses that were almost a fit for some big customers, and Inception came in and said, make these tweaks and we think you'll be a fit. They make the tweaks, they are a fit, they get business. And it's really, yeah. And like Edmar said, your success is our success. I just hope I can be successful at getting this image to show up. How's that for a segue?
I couldn't have done it better. Brilliant.
All right. We've got some feedback. I kind of wonder, one thing I noticed, let's see, if I import IO, and I saw, let's see, Jupyter.
I wonder if you could use the pathlib library and then try to print out the path of the file.
Well, there's this interesting thing, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Check it out. Here's a cool little ditty.
Yeah.
Let's. Oh, import OS. Yes, and then print. Is this kind of what you're thinking along these lines?
Yeah.
Check this out. It's not where I expected it to be.
That's where I expected it to be.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because you're running a local host, right?
Okay.
So when you're running like local host stuff, it would most likely be there.
Omniverse launcher. And I'm just looking at that path. The funny thing is the notebook is not actually there.
So it's because we're
resources, but it's seeing the local file system. I wonder.
Well,
let's just try this, just for kicks. Why not? Right? Is it going to give me access to that path? Oh, boop, boop.
Or you could just put an R in front of it.
Fine.
Well, that way you don't have to go through all of it.
I know. I'm just joking. Yeah. Okay. Did something. It didn't like give me an error or anything. I'm not seeing the image either, though.
So where is that? Programs.
Maybe it's just like.
Oh, yeah.
See what happens if I just give it that folder path. I'm not getting any kind of an error out or.
Does it have a viewport?
Yeah, I've got the get active viewport right here. Yeah, it's got a viewport API object. And that's what it's asking for in this capture code. If I print capture, I just don't know how to know if it would tell if it was successful, right?
It should be, because this is funny enough, this was actually a code snippet I sent over to Mario for capturing too. So it should give you an image at this location. Oh wait, I know why it's not giving you an image. Hold on.
Okay.
What am I missing? You do so your file path, you have to give it a file name.
Oh, and I tried that before. Let's try fancy capture.
Like .png.
.png.
Yeah.
Okay, ran it. Oh.
There you go.
What?
I was like, wait a minute. I know what you're doing. I've done this before.
And it's interesting. It looks like it's got to be a PNG, because when I did JPEG, nothing happened, but it also didn't work.
Oh, that's interesting to know.
So it's got to be a PNG, it looks like. Let's double check. Yeah, it's got to be a PNG. Okay. And what if I I'm just curious if I do this. Display. I should be able to go like this now, right?
Well, you should probably change it to PNG first.
Oh, yeah, probably. Oh, come on. There's no quote.
You're so excited. You're like, I just wanted to run right now.
It didn't do it right. Why not? I don't need this anymore. Let's clean up a bit as we go here.
So what is display supposed to do?
Supposed to display the image.
Okay.
Open local file. Yeah, how can I display an image? Yeah, I've got it all. Yeah, it looks correct, right? Except for the single quotes, but that doesn't really matter in Python that
I wonder, is it
it's there, right?
do you need image? If that makes sense, like can you do it without image?
Sure, let's try it. I can do it.
Huh.
Let's see if we got any comments. Come on, community, help us out here. We're stuck. Come on.
Is there some? I wonder if you can do it with
Matplotlib.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Zia had some comments about that somewhere up there. Where was that?
Ah, yeah.
Here we go.
Do you want some?
That one?
No, I was thinking this is for like a plot figure.
That's the save figure.
Can I type you a snippet and send it over Slack?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay.
Slack me.
You can also use the private chat we have here, I think.
Oh, but it's not good for code.
Oh.
Can't copy it and paste it very well.
Yeah, we're a little bit more technical.
I gotta send a feature request to StreamYard.
Right? Yeah, that would be nice to be able to copy text from messages or be able to quote code, that kind of just a little bit more advanced messages. Although the messages are coming in from YouTube, so and YouTube and Twitch.
So I sent you a snippet.
Okay. Let's try it. Can I have imports after?
Yeah, you can put imports wherever you want.
I can just do that?
Yes.
You
probably want to also change the image name.
Oh, that too, yeah. Is that just a path?
Yeah, although it doesn't say that I was able to find the... Did I type that right?
Well, it might not come with Omniverse out of the box. Kind of in this Omniverse environment.
Oh, no, I put an extra L at ply.
Dot. So plot?
Yeah. Nothing.
Why not? And no errors. That's okay. I think what I want to do now is, because really the important thing is that we are getting the image out of the viewport. Okay. Because this may not even be the format we need to make this this next part work. So let's take a look at that, and see if we're going to actually access the file, then let's figure that out. But I think we've got to work with the buffer, not with the actual file. Not 100% on that, because let's see. What's this one? I think this will run. Oh, well, we got some trouble here. This is actually initializing PyTorch, and there's this XY dataset library, and it depends on this CV2 module, and I've got to figure out how to import CV2 or how to pip install CV2. So, but let's well, there's CV2 again. So we're gonna have to let's figure out how to we got to figure out how to pip install in this Jupyter environment, and you're supposed to be able to just do this thing, just run pip install CV2, but it doesn't like. Are you supposed to be able to run things command line with an exclamation point? But it's not working for me. But I need to get CV2 and working in my environment. But I did see let's try this other snippet that I saw from the snippet library. If you go to the script editor, there are a couple of handy snippets here. And one of them is this pip install package snippet. And should we try that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you run into an error, let me know, because I know how you can make a hacky fix for it in the meantime.
Let's just do this all in this new block here. Just trying to install CV2. And actually, it's not actually, that's not the name of the package.
I think it's OpenCV-Python.
Yeah. Can you command line install CV2 into environment? Yeah,
no.
I don't think we can, because it's like its own sandbox environment, isn't it?
So Omniverse actually ships with its own Python environment. So you could have a Python environment installed on your machine, but that's not the same as the one that Omniverse uses.
Oh, shoot. I just want to see if these arguments are optional.
Yeah.
Like there's the version argument. It
Yeah,
looks
there's
like
a version argument. Yeah.
it looks like it's optional, because I don't know what version we would want.
Oh yeah, you just state whatever the package is. You don't really need to have anything else. So you can
Just delete all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did something. Let's see if at least our error changes. Totally worked.
Well, is Omniverse hanging?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but when you're working in Jupyter Notebook, when there's an asterisk next to the cell, that means that cell is still running and it hasn't done a line.
That's right. I forgot about that. And although it looks like they both run now, without errors at least. So I'll take that as some progress. Let's see here. Now, the next step. Well, let's just run this block and see what it does to us. Okay, no module named IPY widgets.
Do we need Pi widgets?
Yeah, that's the form that he builds that lets you actually do stuff. And so I think I wonder. So let's just start work on these imports. I guess we can just do that above this one, right?
Yeah.
We already got that. I'm just gonna guess it's called IPY widgets. It usually is.
Yes,
Right?
yes, it is. Yep.
Is Pi widgets an UI form builder? Yes, Zia. Yeah, so basically, maybe I should show what the goal is here, right? While that's running, I'll just pull up JetRacer GitHub repo and show everyone what that's going to look like. Hello, right here. So here's a little GIF that shows we're making this user form, and in the original, in the real world version, it grabs an image from your camera, and then you click where it should try to steer to on the screen, and that's how you teach it. And you just go through all these kind of random positions, and you click where you want where it should go, and that trains the AI is with supervised learning how to know how to drive. And this is doing it in the real world. We're just doing the same thing with the actual screen captures from Omniverse. So we're just going to teach the car to drive around inside of Omniverse to drive itself right now. That's what we're doing.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Very,
right?
that's so cool.
It's such a cool tutorial from Chitoku Yato. And yeah, so we're not that far off because everything else should work. I think we'll have to mess with our steering gains and our throttle gains, or else the car is going to be all crazy and driving all wild. But yeah, we're not far off. Yeah, and here I think he's simulating like, I think this might be the actual car driving, but I'm not sure yet. Haven't gotten that far. And it ran. Great. Let's see what this one does now. No module named JetCam. Okay.
That one's part of the.
That's one we don't need because we're not using JetCam.
Okay.
JetCam is the real world library for working with the camera on a Jetson. So we're going to replace a class that we write with this jetcam.csi_camera class. So basically, I think we'll just look for the callbacks that function, that class has. We'll write the same callbacks with the same arguments and figure out how to get our stuff to work with it. Although this BGR to JPEG, I did notice that's some kind of it's a transform. Okay.
Oh, so you remember how I told you it goes blue, green, red?
Yeah. Wait, to JPEG?
Yeah.
We already have it. We can't do. We don't have JPEG. Dang it.
We have a PNG.
We have PNG.
So essentially, what that line is just kind of doing, right, is it's basically trying to do the color arrangements to go from a blue, green, red to a red, green, blue image.
So we shouldn't have to do that, right?
I don't think you would have to do that because we're already getting the image itself. In this case, the reason why they have that in there is the camera that gets hooked up to the Jetson reads everything as blue, green, red, and it has to do that transformation, I believe, to change it.
Okay. I think I'm just going to delete this. I think we don't need
or
that.
You can comment it out.
Okay, fine.
Just in case.
Just in case we forget it. A Jupyter clickable image widget. I have a feeling that is in the repository already. Maybe. Let's check this out.
That's interesting. That's a very weird package.
Just looking for notebooks. Oh, here's interactive regression. No. Oh. Yeah. Examples and markdown. Okay, yeah, the Jupyter clickable image widget. Clickable image widget. Maybe this is just a library out there, huh?
It is. I can give you a link on.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do I have to, can I import it?
So the setup stuff is actually below. So this is interesting because it's using. It's using pseudo commands for this.
Oh dear.
So this one's going to be very interesting to get started.
pip3 install Jupyter Lab. Well, that's installing Jupyter. pip3 install -e Jupyter Lab extension install. Oh dear. Yeah. So this is I think we need this widget. Oh, they're doing git clone. And then I can just copy the files into the Jupyter notebook, just clone this and then copy it in.
That sounds good.
Even we'll just download it as a zip. Maybe we need to clone it. Download zip. And let's extract all. I'm just kind of finding the actual code. Just wait, is it running setup.py? Oh, Jupyter Lab extension install JS.
See, that one's interesting because we're running an
installer.
No, I don't think you need to. Can you humor me?
No, good question. So I just unzipped it onto my computer, and we're trying to figure out how we would get this into the Jupyter environment. And the Jupyter notebook is running. It's only running with the stuff it's running in the Omniverse environment, so it can only see the packages that have been installed for the Omniverse environment currently. Right?
Yeah.
So good question. And I think we could probably, I don't know, but I think once we've installed these packages, they stay installed.
Yes.
And so what we should be doing for any of these is saying, if, try import CV2, if it fails, then we install it. That said, my guess is that if we run this line again, it just detects that it's installed and then stops. So it's not really the end of the world either. So you can see how it ran really quick that time, but it ran slowly the first time. Yeah. Okay. Back to here. Yeah, this is like this is an extension of some kind. It's not just a vanilla Python library. It's actually an extension. But an extension to what? It's a Jupyter extension, huh? Yeah. Okay. Get clone. Change the directory to. So here's the clone.
So it's probably
here.
it's
No.
trying to do a local install of the library.
Yeah, here's setup.py. Jupyter. So it's coming here. They're changing to this directory. And then they're installing it. Well, sudo pip3 install -e. I don't know what that means.
So that's doing a local pip install of the package. Sudo is a command used in most Linux machines.
Yeah, that's just that gives you admin. I think we'll probably be okay without that. What is the -e though?
It's a flag for like I think if you look up like pip install flags, you might be able to find it.
Install a project in editable mode from a local project path or a VCS URL. Okay. Jupyter lab extension install JS.
I was trying to read Eric's screen to see if I could find the flag before he did. That's why I was so focused on the text. Papa Chuckle said I would look so serious.
Okay. Oh, yeah, this is totally got to get installed. So a Jupyter Lab extension contains JavaScript that's installed into Jupyter. So it's basically we're creating a little browser window, right? Okay. So I wonder if we copy these files. Let's see. Let's see, Jupyter install extension from notebook. Okay. So say Data Juggler says he got it working. So you got this Jupyter notebook working, or what did you
I
get?
think just Omniverse working.
Oh, oh, yeah. Sorry. Let's see here.
That's interesting. Data Juggler, if you haven't already, did you already make a post of that in the forums?
Oh. Or you can or more conveniently, you can use the Jupyter NVIDIA Extensions Configurator server extension, which is that's of this repo. Dang it. Wait, is that right? I wonder if there's like an extensions thing in here, that we can just do interactively.
Oh,
You know?
can you go to settings? Enable extension manager.
It's enabled. Okay, where's that at?
Yeah. I was like, I remember there's certain ways that you can like just throw it in there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
wait, on the left side, or one of the that one.
Oh. Enable. Oh. Okay. Discover. What's this thing called?
Jupyter clickable image widget, but I wonder if how do you do it local ones?
I don't know.
Oh, let's see here. So if we look up like
Installed, discover. Yeah, so we should be able to activate the Omniverse virtual environment. Now, I think that what we would have to do, and we might do this, is we might end up launching Windows subsystem for Linux and finding out where this Jupyter Notebook server is running and basically logging into that server. And then we should be able to run pip installs and should be able to install this from there. And maybe that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, so I mean that's one way to do it, Zia. I think the reason why we're not necessarily doing it that way is because you're literally digging through files in an application, right? That's not a good user experience. We don't want all of our users to be doing that. Possible though.
Yeah, it'd be nice if there's a little bit easier way, but I don't see. Maybe we should try that, huh?
But are you going to be able to do it in 7 minutes?
No, I'm not.
But that's okay.
We got the primary objective done, which was we can display or we can save those images now. Like we're grabbing the image from the viewport in Omniverse. So that's good. And it really wasn't too bad once we figured it out. All we've got to do, it's right here in this block. We go to the omni.kit.viewport.utility. We grab the active viewport, which is just a function. Don't pass anything in, just call it. If you had two viewports open, I'm not sure how this would work. So
it would grab your active one that you're currently using. So like, let's say one is focused and the other one's not focused. It's going to take the one that's focused.
That makes sense. I just watch out for that. Just make sure you have the right one focused. And then here we go. This is the line. We just grab a capture and save it to file. And I do think just worth pointing out, I think we're going to probably end up using this one because it has a callback. And so we can register a callback. I think that, so basically we can register a callback so anyone can grab that that buffer whenever they want. Is that how that works? Or is that you call this and then it's async and so then it returns your result here?
It's a good question. From my experience when using any type of capturing, it does take a little bit for the capture to come back. So
maybe since it's a buffer, that's how that works.
Yeah, I think that's whatever you wanted to do with the buffer.
And the reason I think just to show you all how this is going to work. Where am I? If you look at this CSI camera class, jetcam.csi camera, trying to show you all that. We're going to try to emulate that class. And here we go. Here's CSI camera.py. And there's this read function. And whenever you call this read function, it gives you an image back. Self.cap.read. But let's see what this cap is.
Capture.
Self.cap is equal to cv2.video capture. Self string cap stream. Let me see here. Self.cap.read. I don't know what re is. Oh, runtime error. Oh. Could not read image. So I don't know. This cv2.video capture.
So CV2 is a library to help get connection between your code and your camera. So you'll see it a lot of times used in our pose estimator extension in Machinima, where it's trying to grab the webcam if you're using your own webcam instead of a video reference. But yeah, this CV library is being used to get that image. So it's connecting directly to the webcam that will be on top of your car. I don't think in the case for you, I don't think if you're doing it within Omniverse, we don't need the CV2 library.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Because that's all about capturing that. Well, I don't know what this XY data set does. Which this has a dependency on CV2. I'm not sure what it's doing in the background. But we might be able to eliminate that CV2 reference. But basically, as I look at this, I mean, we do need a clickable image. But here we go in JetCam. I think this read is reading it to a buffer, taking an image and reading it to a buffer, right? I just, what is it here? Video capture.read. File name. Name a video file or an image sequence. I think it's just going to grab that one image. But .read, is that like a... Here we go, file.read.
Is it doing a file read or is it reading on video capture?
Well, the video capture, well, it's called, so cap is the video capture.
So I wonder if it's a function within video capture.
Let's go take a look. Right here. Here we go. Grabs, decodes, and returns the next video frame.
So it sounds like it's giving you an image.
Right, but I think it might be giving it to me. Image, the video frame is returned here if no frames has been. But what type is the image, or what's this type? It looks like it's an output array. So I'm wondering if it's returning a buffer, or if it's returning like an image file, right?
It's actually returning you a Boolean.
Yeah, but the output parameter is the image, right? That's why I think if you look, Where is it? Yeah, this is the Boolean, and then this is the image,
Yeah.
right? But the image is of type, I think, here you go, output array. So it's an array of outputs. So it returns the return value and the image. And I just don't know what type the image is. If it's like
it could probably give you a stream of images.
Well, I think this read just gives you the next image. It says.
So, but it says if no frames have been grabbed, the image will be.
Yeah, then it returns false. Yeah. So, but basically, it doesn't matter too much. What we really need to do is not emulate that exactly. We just need to make sure we hand an image off to this widget, right?
Yeah.
So now, is that a buffer or an image? I'm not sure.
We'll have to find out next time.
Tune in.
So thanks all for joining, and we'll see you all next week, where we'll keep down this path and see if we can get this car trained. We're really a few little gotchas here. We're really getting close. So we'll see you all next week.